What's red and white? No. Oh yeah. How does it go?
I don't know.
What's red and green and goes 140 miles an hour?
I have no idea.
Frog in a blender.
You know, if it wasn't for the Scotch drinking.
It doesn't look like it, but it's a bonus episode night. And we're back at the bitter end. And I got Lemming and Maniac, and I'm MJ. So there's a little paintball for you again.
It is a little painful tribute.
Yeah. You know, I was driving around earlier today and I was thinking, you know, about some of the kids who are still kids connected to the team. You know, like Clynelish kids or Lemonade's kids. And I was just imagining, because I really am not called MJ anymore, right? Very often. And just sort of just imagine, you know, I think, you know, Aiden might call me MJ still sometimes. And I'm like, yeah, I just don't hear that anymore. It's just interesting, this transition that's sort of taking place. I even like sign my emails to the team when we're, you know, camping or whatnot. I try to go with Colin again.
Yeah?
Yeah, it's just sort of moving forward. It's funny how life moves on.
It's because you're old. Oh, I'm older.
Okay.
There's no doubt about that. It's because we're old. You know, that was a phase of our life. I think you will probably know more so for your nickname than the rest of us were. I think Lemming also, his sort of stood around because he just always was following us like a lemming.
Yeah,
always there somewhere.
But I think for you, I think that was like a it was like your alter ego.
Well, that's a nice. Remember when I met when I met the Scottish MJ at the pub, you know, the night before the game,
Yeah.
You know, and just obnoxious and carrying on and it's. And of course, I was sort of the face or the name to a degree. A lot of MJ passed around, right? You know, people coming by the team tent. Hey, is MJ here? I need MJ. Where's MJ? MJ, you know, and I'm glad to sort of retired that idea. But I know there are like some of the team kids that are still young, you know, it's a way for them to talk to a grown-up in this real casual, permissible way too. And so
Without feeling funny.
Right, without feeling funny, or you know, it's not sassy or backtalky.
No sir, no mister.
Right.
And a side note to people out there, I don't know if you've ever paid attention to the two of us when we're doing these shows, but I don't know how many times you got confused by name. Hey, MJ. And I'll be like, no.
Oh, you and I, right?
I'm like, no.
But that goes back to Colin and Malcolm. I
Correct.
mean, people have Colin and Malcolm, Colin to you, Malcolm to me, our whole lives.
You know,
And I assume we record in color and with like a microphone. And so not only do we not look the same, we don't carry the same hairdo, we don't have the same accent, and to just so regularly be confused with each other.
full-blown conversations, someone talking to me thinking they're talking to Colin. And I'm like, look at him like, no.
Sometimes the resemblance is uncanny.
Oh yeah, sure. If you put us up in a lineup,
Yeah.
I'm sure someone.
18
Oh,
uncanny.
yeah, I can't tell the difference between those two guys. Maybe we're behind a cardboard wall or something.
Right, I'll be chatting with somebody, and somewhere there they'll say, okay, well, anyway, when you see Colin, when you tell them, like, what? You're talking to Colin. It has always, I mean, this goes back to the early 90s when we really began our relationship.
To I don't even know how you do it. It just doesn't seem physically possible to be able to confuse the two of us.
Right, when there's just three clear accent, hairstyles, and color. Thanks for saying it. I was going to go with
I realize. I ain't scared. I'm
Ethnicity.
just saying, there is a definitive difference in us.
Yeah, right. 3 different ones. All observable, whether in a visual or an audible sense, the immediate moment you engage with us.
And I don't think I've ever seen you as tan as me. So there's just no way I can say, hey, look.
And I've never had the hair style you have.
No. I've never had long hair like you. Never,
Right.
not in 1,000
Right.
years.
Then now and then I might try to pull off. Right. But it's
Yeah.
it's baloney, except for that one time the guy at EMR was like, "Where's the Australian guy from last night?" Because I got stuck in a loop of an Australian, which was obviously terrible, but somebody bought into it. But other than that, that's the only time. Yeah.
But yes, I will say that the use of your nickname has allowed these children to feel involved.
Yeah. Yeah.
Very much.
And not that it's not true for everybody, but again, MJ, right? It's short, it's succinct, it's easy to pronounce. So even like when the kids hanging around are 4 years old, right?
Yep.
MJ is easy to sort of get out.
Yep.
Letters in the alphabet, so it's part of their learning process anyway. But yeah. But it is a bonus episode night.
Which is a fake sort of bonus episode because we would have the ball.
Right, I guess
So
since I knew...
all I know, you're probably up to something no good.
Right, well actually, since I knew you
Probably
guys
going to do
were
the same
here...
ball we just did.
Yeah, I got a surprise for you.
Surprise.
Well, I was looking for the bonus bottle, and I was reminded of the what is it? No Can Do. What did we drink the other night?
The no can do.
The No Can Do.
Knock and do.
Knockando. And we really were talking about the value and importance of, even when your emotional connection is there, of finishing bottles. So we're going to finish a bottle tonight because of the oxygen levels and all this. So we've got a bottle with just a wee bit left in it.
Oh,
And why would we not finish this? Just to have it sit on a shelf and have all this oxygen
ruin
sort
it.
of react ruin my precious. And it turns out this bottle is from the UK. So
Yes,
this
same
was
as
purchased across seas. So this is the Clynelish. This is a 1983. And part of me wonders if we've done a bonus with this or not. I'm not sure. But we are going to finish this one tonight.
Actually, you know what? I think we have done that bonus.
And I really just don't know.
Because I don't think we've done one. I don't think.
This would have been an early first season.
Yeah.
It's hard to tell. It's a 24-year-old, 1983. Somebody, if we've done this before and you want to find a contradiction in our experience, keep it to yourself.
Yes. Do not out us.
Yeah. So this is this bottle is one of 305 bottles in the world. So that's exciting. And we're going to finish it. So even if there were no other bottles opened ever, there are only 304 of these left in the world. And we can feel confident that there are far less of these in the world left. So this is a 1983 single malt, single cask Scotch whiskey. I know you're going to say some 50% alcohol, no chill filtration, no coloring, bottled at our preferred strength of 50%, and a bottling from one refill hogshead. And it has a reference number so you can, sort of hold them accountable. This is the Old Malt Cask Company, well known for one-off bottles. They buy single casks that they like the taste of. And
Which is where I was going with the question. After we're done with this bottle, you're going to keep that bottle? Do you keep your bottles after we finish them?
I now only keep bottles like this, right? Because I've really never gotten around to all the projects that I intended to get to with the bottles. And so I actually did have a purge in the last year of a lot of bottles. Excuse me. But I kept all the one-offs, the rares and whatnot, because I can't rule out that I will get to the projects. So I will keep this one. I love the UK sticker. That's a nice little feature on this bottle. So this is the Clynelish. I'm trying to see if that's going to tell us what region, and then we're going to guess and find out. I believe the Clynelish. I used to pronounce it Clynelish, but I've been led to believe it's the Clynelish.
Clynelish.
Yeah, because if you drop the ish, it's Clyne. Now you can see the Clynelish,
Yeah.
right? Which is how I used to pronounce it, foolishly, but I believe it's the Clynelish.
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 Oh.
Cork failure.
Wow, no wonder we're finishing
Okay,
this.
we're finishing this. So
Did you do this already? Did you break that already? You
I
said,
did.
oh, I
I
gotta
did.
do this one.
But
You want to use a screwdriver? We're going to do it old school?
no, I'm not going to do it old school. But what we need is a corkscrew. It's like if you've ever seen Alice in Wonderland, there's a moment in the cartoon version where they say, what we need is a lizard with a ladder. I think over here. And though somebody was going to get me here.
Now we can't finish.
This is so interesting. Malcolm, will you keep looking behind you on the bar for a corkscrew? There should be a fold open one.
I thought there was one here.
There should be one, because we had a cork failure one. Oh, so peculiar. This is why we keep the corks moist, folks, and this is why, by the way, we finish bottles.
All right, so I don't see it.
I think I am a corkscrew.
Oh, God. Don't be leaving any cork in there. I'm not drinking it.
I think I've got it.
Oh, he's giving you a screwdriver. Let's old school it. Push it in.
Oh,
Well played. Perfect. Well played. Well played.
There it is. Panic solves nothing. Watch The Walking Dead and you'll see the truth in that. We're going to finish this bottle, gentlemen. Now, it will look like we haven't completely tipped it back because we do always save a dram for the cameraman.
Oh, I thought we were just going to do it right at the bottom.
We'll, remember when we did that in Pennsylvania and everybody got sick? Will you look up the Clynelish?
Am I doing green? Yeah, I want to do
Yeah.
green. Green's always a good one.
I'm gonna go with Speyside. Want to nose, Kevin, and see what region you're thinking? I'm ruling out Isla. I'm ruling out Lowland, and we're left in my mind with Speyside and Highland.
I don't think it's a Highland.
I don't think so either.
Yeah, it's not, I don't think that doesn't scream Highland to
I
me.
think we're a Speyside. Could I get that fourth glass up here just so that we can finish this bottle, actually, and not worry about who got how much?
I want to take a whiff before I freaking say anything.
You already looked it up, you know.
Use the glass. Unless he just found the page and then it didn't read because he can't.
We never learned how.
Well, you know, MJ is like, he's an unreliable guy.
So I'm going to say it's a Speyside.
We're all in agreement that we believe this is a Speyside based on coloration and nosing.
I always wish that you'd spelled out MJ the right way, E-M-J.
And this is why.
J-A-Y. That's a great,
And this is why we don't.
That's why we don't have a book.
Well, we don't have freaking a real show because if it came down to us being like completely accurate with everything we're doing, we certainly would not be able to hold our own.
Oh, that's not true.
Okay.
We get to be wrong. Are we wrong?
We are completely wrong.
Oh, wow.
Highland?
It is a Highland.
So we were good in the ruling out Lowland and
Yep.
Isla, which left us with two, and it's a coin toss.
Northern Highland.
Whoa.
Well, actually, nose now.
With the MD.
Yeah, just nose now that the whiskey's been all over the glass on the way in. It does sort of get a little deeper.
It is a different flavor now that it's like almost empty.
Yeah.
Aired out a little bit more.
Right, it really sort of filled in. Don't forget the lesson of the cork failure. It's why we keep them moist and we finish our bottles. We were fortunate to be able to sort of get that out because the cork spending time in the whiskey, of course, will affect flavor. So we're finishing a 24-year-old 1983 Clynelish. So a 1983, so that was bottled in 2007. And it's 2021.
That's Old Malt Cask has done the bottling on that.
Yes, yeah. So it's one of those private labelers that go around, sample casks, find one that they like, and take it and finish it the way that they want to, and then release it as a one-off.
I've always found this to be kind of an interesting, kind of a side move for what you would normally get, you know.
Right, it's not accurate's the wrong word. It's not a traditional or a consistent experience you'll have for that distillery in the distillery releases. It's really a unique release.
Yeah, I've had a couple like Ben Nevis's and things like that from them, and it's been
right. It's very different than those traditional releases that from the distillery.
Yep.
All right, so this is the 24-year-old 2007 distilled in 83 Clynelish. The end of the bottle. Bonus episode. Apparently Northern Highland. Ooh.
Yeah, it's got some.
I don't really want to take a big, because it will be gone. It has some sweetness to it, for me. Almost, I guess I want to go to that candied word again.
If you're going to say that, I'm going to completely contradict you.
I'm curious what you're going to say.
I'm going to say I got more of a peppery, more of a savory, I guess is the best way I'm going to start to freaking go down this.
I can start to sort of take a walk down this savory path, but I don't think I could on this peppery path. I think pepper, I really do go right to Talisker, where it is this clear pepper experience.
No, I definitely pick up a little bit of that peppery at the back end of it.
Maybe the back end, but on the tongue, I really picked up some of that candied sweetness.
Like a dry candy fruit kind of.
Yeah.
Initial.
Yeah, like a candied fig, or not like a super sweet candy, not like a candied cherry, or something that is so recognizable, right?
Almost a little like candied citrus fruit kind of in there. Not real heavy, like lemon, but like a more orangey.
Right. What I'm trying to do is think of what the Clynelish is in its traditional release, and sort of, if I could see a bottle of it, what it would, if it would trigger something in me, what I know about Clynelish, but I can't see a bottle of it. So I'm really at a disadvantage in terms of any sort of trigger in my brain. I feel like if I could have a full glass of this, as much as we talk about ice not being a friend of Scotch in the sense of sort of masking or numbing some flavors, I bet this would be a refreshing whiskey if I had an ice cube.
Yeah, it's lightly palated. It definitely is easy going. It's got a little bit more of a bite than I would have thought, but then again, at 24, was it 24? Did we say?
Yeah, 24-year-old.
24, you would definitely think it's got some sort of freaking body behind it.
And 50% alcohol. I mean, I'm not getting medicinal.
No, but that's the other part of it that you definitely pick up. That it's definitely got something to it.
So we've got a couple of notes.
All right.
So we're really impressed with Malcolm right now, everybody. We're really impressed. Palate. Dry and herbal. And it might be that herbal that we're talking about in terms of this really light candied, not a sweet fruit, right?
Thoughts of heather were really coming to my mind.
And peppery.
Maybe there is a chance for me to...
So the question is when Mal had the bottle in his hand.
My eyesight's good, but it's not that good.
Yeah, but no. And it's not a pronounced thing. No. So again, as much as Mal wanted to minimize what we're doing here right at the same time, he picked up on one of the flavors that they're representing. And we have some more notes over here. Non-gentle wood, creamy, spiced, and herbal. And again, I think it's that spiced and herbal that we were sort of going with in that sort of that candied, but in that fig sense, in that, and Heather again makes sense, in that sense of it's not like sweet, but it's sweetish.
Let's say candied ginger.
Not Scandinavian, by the way.
That's actually pretty interesting as well. But I definitely pick up that heather sort of
floral,
aroma,
herbal, right? Yeah.
If there was a piece of like candied like ginger on the bar for this to go with it, I think that would go.
Yeah,
well.
I could see that absolutely. Yeah.
Is it one of those moments I could just drop the mic and walk away?
Yeah, I mean, if you really want Colin to fucking have the credit.
But truly, I think a lot of that had to do with the fact that the size of the gulp I took as well.
Yeah, right. So we're gonna wrap it up. We've wrapped up a bottle of a 24-year-old Clynelish
With a cork failure.
with a cork
was
failure
safe.
and a recovery.
Yeah.
Mal picked up on a tasting note that the company wanted you to find right away. Kevin and I skirted around the other tasting notes, but we were in the neighborhood. And so again, if you have the ability and the inclination and the time, learn your whiskeys.
Yep.
Try them. And don't be afraid to finish the bottles, because all you're doing is sort of prolonging the inevitable and eventually spoiling them with oxidation or too much oxygen, whatever that word is. So we would make a toast if the crew had put up our board. Oh, the trigger worked. And so I think we'll do the, sometimes I read the limerick book, so we're gonna do a little bit of a long one here, and I'll just do it.
Yeah, all right.
Okay. So gentlemen, it turns out that when you're drinking, sometimes you make little statements or toasts or say things, but here's one. On the chest of a barmaid in sail were tattooed the prices of ale. In honor behind, for the sake of the blind, was the same information in Braille.
Cheers.
Cheers.
You know, I don't disagree on the pepper. I think it is about the not taking that big dram, right, and finishing it all at once. And it's like, oh, there is that range of flavors.
You have to get it all in at once.
Right, get it all in. And it is sort of that candied, herbal, peppery finish. Yep. Absolutely.
When I had that gulp in my mouth,
yeah.
That's when it sort of brought that up. I'm like, oh,
yep.
pepper.
The Clynelish.